And there we go. With a little bit of last minute adjustments, here we are. The time change is such a epic challenge, and it is with many people that I'm working with, because I'm working with people that are in the UK. I'm working with people that are in California. I'm working with people that are in Wisconsin. I'm working with people all over the world. And sometimes I'm like, okay, so we're ready. And they're like, no, it doesn't start for 2 hours, or I think we're starting right now. So I'm allowing myself space for grace.
Yep.
Lots and lots of space for grace, because we can so easily fall back into the patterning of what is everybody going to think?
That's true. Yeah. Because it's all about people's perspective, isn't it? Of
Mm-hmm.
what people are actually thinking. Because people are always worrying about what that person thinks or what action that person's going to do. And in reality, you have to question why. Because that's when you're activating your self critic, and that's when it all goes pear shaped.
It does. It does. And it's the most incredible things that we worry about. And no matter whether you are a man or a woman, you're a human being. And I like speaking to the human being so much more, because we can wonder about things like, oh my gosh, I wore this shirt 2 days in a row.
Yeah.
What will people think? The chances of someone remembering what you wore yesterday are very, very slim. I can't remember what I wore yesterday.
No, I don't remember either. No. I don't even remember this morning. All I know is I woke up with a cold, but I'm still here.
Yeah, right? And that's where we can exhaust ourselves. Worrying is exhausting. And anybody who is worried understands that it depletes the body. I
Yes.
believe I believe beyond a shadow of a doubt, and I know within my own personal body, my own personal journey, that my body is an energy system. And when it operates with wonder, it generates energy. And when it operates with worry, it becomes drained and depleted. And I only have a limited amount of energy for each and every day.
Absolutely. Because that's exactly what we are. We are energy. And that's how it
Mhm.
is. And you mentioned about worrying. And while you were talking, I actually come across a post I shared 4 days ago surrounding that. Am I right to share it?
Yes, please.
Yeah, I have a question for you all. Why do you worry? Think about this analogy. In 100 years from now, in 2123, we will all be dead, buried with our family and friends. Strangers will live in our homes, or maybe your home will turn into something else, i.e., a shop or just a piece of land. People own things that we earned today. Hardly anyone will remember us. Just think, how many of you can actually say you knew everything about your grandparents' parents? After we die, we will be remembered for a few years after that, but then we just become a picture on the wall. So if we just pause for a moment and analyze these facts, you will then understand how pointless it is to worry about 95% of the things that consume your mind on a daily basis. 20 years from now, you will kill to have the time, the health, and the energy that you currently have right now. So I remind you, go and do something amazing before it's too late. Live more free, do things that make you happy. If it's not going to matter in 5 years, then don't spend more than 5 minutes worrying about it, because you deserve more. Be unapologetically towards yourself. Stay kind to yourself. Stay blossom within your authenticity. And no matter what other people's opinions are, never doubt yourself.
Beautiful. Truly beautiful. And there is so much that we can do with one day. One day. When you are trapped in the worries, I think one of the things that I enjoy most in helping people unravel their worries are some questions. First off, is it true? Second question, are you sure? Are you completely sure that it's true? So if I'm worrying that my health, because I've got, like you said, you woke up and you didn't feel that great. I've got a chest congestion. My cough is just nasty. My ears are plugged. My nose is running. My eyes are goopy. If I go into the worry that this could be something serious, then my mind responds. My body responds. The adrenals tighten up even more.
That's true.
And what am I creating? I'm creating more of what I don't want in my life because my body reacts to my thoughts.
Yeah.
Whereas if I go to wonder, is it true? No, I'm not going to die. Are you sure? Yeah, I'm sure. Intuitively, I know I'm not going to die. Well, not from this, not anytime soon. Eventually, yes. And what would I be without that thought?
Yeah.
Well, maybe I would just
a thought is
enjoy
just
this.
a feeling, though, isn't it? A thought is just a feeling.
It is. It is. And it's that chicken and the egg. Which comes first?
Yeah.
The thought or the feeling or the thought? And if I'm in a worry state, I'm reflecting on something that's already happened or something that I have been warned about. We were taught as children, be careful crossing the street. Look both ways. We were taught to worry, and it's good to be safe. It's good to be wise in our decisions. Look both ways before you cross the street. Put your seatbelt on to hold your body securely. But so often we hear the lessons that linger, that are cause for concern.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. And that's
I like to reverse.
Yeah, go on.
I like to reverse engineer. I like to live my life from the end. So I like to imagine what I want happening in the most beautiful, wonderful way. So, for example, when I began writing my memoir, I created the cover of my memoir. It's at the very beginning of my document. So I can see it every single time I open up my memoir. There it is. It creates a great feeling.
It does.
Yeah.
And that's what I've started doing as well, because everything that happens in my life now, I always go, like, I do have a diary around, and I always used to go to that, but then on a few occasions I forgot, and I forgot a few meetings. But then I thought, you know what? Instead of doing that, have it on my phone and have it remind me of what's coming up. So that's what I'm doing now. So everything, it's gone onto my phone. So, and I think that's brilliant because it reminds me like half an hour before, oh, you're meant to be here, you're meant to do this. And I think that's brilliant because as we get older, our brain slowly shuts down because we're always thinking of what's next. And I think, I wouldn't say, well, people do see that as worrying, but it's always wondering what is next, what's coming up. And maybe that could be our inner trauma coming out externally from internally. Who knows?
Often it is. And when you stay with your own thoughts,
Yes.
then you will know, because your worries are so different than mine.
That's true.
So different than mine. I know that there will be times when the phone will ring late at night and I'm triggered. I'm activated. Oh my God, who is in trouble?
Yeah.
Because that is where my cause for concern is. And when I change it from a worry to a cause for concern, it has less pull. Cause for concern. Something could have happened to my mom. Something could have happened to my children. But I am okay. And if I'm okay, then I am able to help another. I'm able to call on another. So diffusing the situation, bringing it back into the reality, in the power of now.
Yeah.
Everything is manageable. But because I've struggled with trauma before in my past, where my mom was ill, where my mom was being rushed to the hospital, those trigger me. And same with my children. I love my children, and if anything were to happen to them, but as soon as I start thinking that, I'm already there. So all is well in my world is a very powerful mantra for me.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And that's what it is, because I remember with me, I used to get bullied a lot. And my parents allowed that to happen. Half the time, they were bullying themselves. But ever since I became a parent, and then ever since I hear that my kids are being bullied, I have to do the opposite to what my parents did. I take action about it. I do. I take action, and they don't like it.
Who
But with
doesn't
them,
like it?
exactly. Well, when they don't like it, when the professionals don't like me protecting the kids, I've now come to terms that that's not my problem. That's their problem for not doing the jobs proper. If they actually had went on that duty of care, they wouldn't let that bullying happen. So that's why I have to do the job for them.
Yeah, well, when we learn to work coherently with the institution, because the institution has its limitations. The institution has its protocol and rules and all of that, which is a
Yeah.
challenge.
Yep.
In finding a way to come to an agreement, it can be a challenge. It can be a real challenge. And in all the years as a parent, when I was working with the different layers and levels of my children and the situations that they were in, learning how to dance with the teachers and the counselors and the principals, it was a challenge at times, because sometimes I was ready to tango and they were doing this slow waltz. And every year you would get a new dance partner. And just as soon as you think you've got it straight as a parent, oh,
Yeah. A barrier hits you.
season
Yeah.
of Dancing with the Stars. Yeah, yeah. Another season of Dancing with the Stars. And I remember with my children, because there were 4 boys and then a girl. So my sons would go into school and they would immediately get, oh, chaplain, you can sit at the front of the class. I remember your brother. Always,
Wow.
always the legacy that led before them. And it created a lot of challenges in their lives, but they definitely they grew into very strong people from the challenges that they encountered.
Yeah. So why do you think, as you say about siblings going into the same school, why do you think teachers suddenly think we're going to be like our older siblings? We're always going to be like them,
Mm.
when in reality we're not. We're totally different.
Yeah, we're already judged. It's already
Yeah.
judged, and we're convicted of the crime
That
that we aren't
that
anything good.
stamps, yeah.
Yeah, we're convicted right off the top, and we do that with adults too. Oh yeah, look at her. She looks just like Jenny. And it's like, whoa, or oh yeah, she's got that name. So she's going to be just like all those other people. And we condemn people instead of being curious and allowing.
Yeah. That'll be our alter ego speaking instead of reality.
Mm.
Who knows?
We never know what's going on inside another person's mind.
No.
We can
No.
barely even figure out our own.
Exactly. This is why obviously when my partner says like she's hungry or thirsty, whatever, I always ask her, so what would you like? What would you like me to provide? And when she goes, oh, I don't know, and this is same with the kids as well. When, like, for example, when I say, okay, what would you like for dinner or tea? And they always, one person says, oh, I'll have a look, I'll think about it, or I don't know. There's been a time as a laugh, because this is my humour, I've actually got a plate, piece of paper, and I've written what they've said and I've given it them, because that's how it is. Because you can never guess what's in their mind. You can never guess. And being inside
No.
someone's mindset, it could actually be a very dangerous place to be, because you don't know what
Oh,
you're picking.
oh, most definitely. And I just, before we got on the show, I went into my freezer and I pulled out 3 different meats for the
Right.
week. I pulled out some chicken, some fish, and some beef. And now we're set. We have 3 meals, and which one we choose to cook is what we choose to cook together tonight. And my appetite has changed because when I'm congested, I don't quite have the same palate, but I've got 3 things out, and one of them will work.
Yeah,
One of them
exactly.
will, yeah,
Yeah.
one of them will work. So I love these words. Effortless ease is possible when we do less and accomplish more. Birds don't try to fly, they simply fly. And nature's intelligence is love.
Yeah. I'm glad you pulled that, because there's been time when bullies have actually called my partner beautiful, not beautiful, called her a bitch, and
Mm,
yeah, and obviously her response, I think it's absolutely priceless, because she went thank you, and obviously they went, well, what for? I've just insulted you. She went, no, you haven't, because at the end of the day, a bitch is a female dog. Dogs are related to
mhm,
wolves. Wolves howl at the moon. The moon is sign of nature, and nature's beautiful. It's that
mhm.
cycle.
Absolutely. And it's an opportunity for conversation.
Absolutely,
Let's
yeah,
have a
yeah,
conversation.
yeah.
Let's have a conversation about that. Why? Are you willing to first off ask kindly, can we talk about that? And some people won't want to talk about it, and some people will be open to talking about it
Mm-hmm.
because there is a conversation that is available with that.
Yeah.
The more that we talk, the more that we communicate, the more clarity we can have in our lives. And we're all different. We're all different. And some
Would you
people,
would you not think we're unique instead of different?
mhm, mhm, we're
Hmm.
different. We're different. We're unique. We're different. We are absolutely created in the most beautiful way. Everyone has their own sovereign way of being,
Yeah.
completely sovereign. And when you begin to own your own flame and your own beauty, You start to make decisions that are really good for you. And then the happier that you are, the happier that people are around you. And you just become this light.
Yeah. Yeah. People do forget sometimes that we are both the light and the dark. And that's
Oh,
when
yeah.
obviously my mentor, Dr. Lorraine Harris, actually advised me of that. Like inspired me to believe that because I was brought, I think we was all brought up to believe there was always light at the end of the tunnel. But that's just utter rubbish now because there is no light at the end of the tunnel because we're basically miners in our own world. And every time they're always in dark when they're working, always. And wherever direction they're turning, the light following their direction. So that's why we're both light
Mm,
and dark.
that's a beautiful way of looking at it.
It is. Have you not heard that
Yeah.
before?
No, I've never heard the miners before, but that makes complete sense. It's really, really beautiful.
Yeah,
It really is.
yeah.
Yeah. I like to see the possibility in life instead of the probability. Because if we look at the probability, we're looking at the problem.
Mm,
And I was raised a problem solver. I think we all were. We've all been raised as problem solvers because if train A is going at 100 kilometers an hour and train B is going at 200 kilometers an hour, which car will get there first?
yep.
So we've been taught that. We've been taught to seek the answers. And what did you do wrong, dear? I remember my parents saying that to me. Well, what did you do wrong? Let's figure out that. And it was just normal. It was the way that we were taught, and our
We
parents
were
were taught
programmed, yeah.
that. And I made
Yeah,
the
we
same
were
mistakes with
programmed.
my children. We're
Yeah.
programmed, but we can unprogram the programming. We can just change. If you look at programming as zeros and ones and zeros and ones and zeros and ones, then change it.
Yeah.
What can you do today? What can you do today to change your programming? Is there someone that will coach you in changing the way that you look at things? Wayne Dyer, when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's what I did because when I was in school, obviously I was getting bullied and beaten pretty much daily basis. And not just in school, but at home as well. That was my routine. And obviously my head teacher picked up on like there was something wrong with me on one particular day. And he tried talking to me and I wouldn't say anything. I kept silent. And and then a year after I left school, I saw him on Facebook and I actually had a conversation with him. And I'm like, did you actually notice there was something going on? And he went, yeah. And then I actually opened and told him what was going on. And you're like, I knew there was something going on. And he asked me why I didn't say that day. I'm like, I don't know, probably for their protection. Because that's what we do as minors. We protect the abusers because we think it's normal behavior.
Or we're afraid that we're going to get it worse because we're
Yeah,
warned if you tell anybody, you're going to get it
yeah,
twice as hard. You're going to get it twice as bad. And
yeah,
so that fear is used as a tool against us.
yeah.
It's
Manipulation, yeah.
it's amazing. It's amazing how strong fear is, and there are times when it's used. I mean, wait till your father gets home. Wait till your mother gets home. We use it in ways that we aren't even aware of until we're aware of it. And
Yeah,
often we can't see it ourselves, and that's why we have people help us. That's why I had a personal trainer at one time because I needed
right,
help with
right.
understanding how the movements worked. I love having people help me. That's how I'm so successful in life. I've got an accountability coach. I've got an accountability coach who it was not an easy sell to do that, by the way. Accountability. I can be accountable to myself. I don't need anybody.
Yeah, absolutely. And speaking of that, yeah, I'm speaking with my accountability coach pretty much after this.
It's a big difference in life, because I was afraid of an accountability coach because I thought that in having such, I would be getting into trouble if I didn't do the things that I committed to. Yeah. But it's the opposite. Yeah. I'm encouraged. It's like an encouragement coach. I've never, ever, ever felt so beautifully alive. It's just so beautifully alive. Yeah. I love how Liz pops in. Miss Liz, such a delightful cup of tea that lady is.
Yeah.
I remember the first time that I met her, and we were both engaging in the opportunity to write. Wow. What a challenge that was.
Yeah.
What a challenge that was. And I am enthralled with people who take the challenges in their life and become the champion from that.
Yeah, because we're very unaware. Yeah, we're unaware of actually how powerful we really are as beings. Well, we're very unaware.
Oh, there's so much.
Yeah, and we need to get taught these things.
Well, there's this magical sparkle that holds us all together. I mean, just look at look at all that you are. Your skin, your bones, your organs, your tissues. It's held together by something. What is that? What is that magic? I call it sparkles because that alone is incredible. Like, think of all that you can do in one day. When you start ditching the things that once dragged you down, wow, you can accomplish so much.
Yeah.
So much. If you plan for a year from now, 1 year from now, what will you have accomplished?
Well, for me, 1 year from now, I want this platform to be at least 1,000 subscribers. 1,000 subs. Yeah.
There you go. And you know, if you can add, I mean, there's 365 days in the year. Why don't you imagine 10 great things happening? 10 great things. And in the totality of it all, in your health and your wellness, in your hobbies and your career, your family, your friends, your relationships.
Yeah, absolutely.
That is just so beautiful. Shoot for the moon if you want to hit the side of the barn.
Robert Brooker. Canadian Robert Brooker.
And you know, there is so much that we can accomplish. I mean, the beauty of the life that we have. And when we are in the present moment, the past is a good reflection for a brief moment. It's like driving. You're driving straight ahead. You look in the rearview mirror once in a while before you pass. You check your shoulder check, you look in the rearview mirror, and you change lanes. The power is in the present moment. Eckhart Tolle, man, that guy made a beautiful book. The power of now.
Yeah.
Show up. Show up.
I don't know about you, Nance, but I was programmed to believe we should always fall back on something.
Oh God, the fallback plan. Oh my God, that's why I was in administration for 25 years. My mother wanted me to take the safe route.
Well, when it comes to that, you will never ever catch me say that to my kids. Never. Because we always should be falling forward. Because your goal is in front of you, not behind you. Your lesson is behind you. Your opportunities are in front of you.
And then there's that powerful word, and.
Yeah, and instead of actually, yeah, and instead of going straight to your goal, because that can be a trigger. Your past can be a trigger. Your front can be a trigger. Take it one step at a time. Slow and steady. Don't want to rush it.
Well, no, because then you miss the experience. You miss the memory. How many times have we rushed our way through, and then we miss the memories? Oh, miss the memories. We miss the memories, and life is about creating memories. The memories are your legacy. When you leave this world and you become dust, the memories that you shared with others are what will stay strong in your heart. They will stay in your heart. I love creating memories. I love creating relationships.
Yeah.
There's so much beauty in relationships. The most important relationship was with myself.
Of course, that's priority, is gaining that relationship with yourself before anything else. Because you're number one.
Yeah. Have to be. One common denominator, it's you.
Yeah.
And to find ways to understand the negative that we do in our lives. I know I often will hear people say, that's just the way that I am. You're not a tree. You can move, you can change, you can grow. Take that course. Learn from that coach. Find a way to make it happen. I remember when I had my first life coach, I borrowed money. Because I was in a situation whereby I couldn't spend that money without being in trouble. It was a traumatic relationship that I was in, and I couldn't do it because if it showed up on a credit card statement or a bank statement, I would have had to struggle with a big fight. And so I borrowed money from a friend and put it on their credit card. And wow, what a life-altering experience. Where there's a will, there's a way, and you can make it happen. Change your spending. There's always money available. There's always money available. Always.
Yeah.
Always.
I love that comment from
past, present. Yeah, right? Past, present, and future. Make a mess and learn. Wow. Just spill the paint.
Yeah.
Just spill the paint. I know that my body is releasing a lot of that which it doesn't need. And I think every once in a while we have to go through that renewal. We just have to lay it all out and see what sticks and stays.
You know, I've just
There's so
found
much we
yeah, I've just found a motivational quote from Rocky Balboa, the legend,
yes.
and in one of his films, and this is what I've been because people just watch the film and don't soak what is actually being said in. So maybe if we start doing that, society will treat us different. Because he actually says the world ain't all sunshine and rainbows. It's a very mean and nasty place, and I don't care how tough you are, it will beat you down to your knees and keep you there permanently if you let it. You, me, or nobody is going to hit as hard as life.
Wow.
Exactly, yeah.
It's very,
Rocky
very
Balboa.
true. And when you're down on your knees, what are you going to do? Are you going to stay on your knees and surrender to the circumstances? Maybe it's a good time to pray, but you can always get up. Always. And if you've got the right corner man in your ring, everyone needs a good corner man, then they are the ones that are going to empower you. Surround yourself with people who empower you. And if you find that you are in a world full of people that are disempowering you,
Yeah.
flip the switch.
Yeah.
Flip the
See, I've
switch.
just had someone message me now. I've just had someone message me now saying I'd love to be a guest on your show. Okay. This
There
is what
you
I
go.
mean. This is what I mean because I'm not like I keep saying, and I'm gonna keep saying it. Everyone sees COVID as a different thing. Some people believe it, some people don't believe in it. That's not what I'm here about. But I'm here to use it as an opportunity, and that is exactly what I've done. And now I've got guests for my show every Friday up until August next year because I've used that as an advantage because I've reached out to them or they've reached out to me.
Absolutely. And you know
Yeah.
what? Sometimes it's a topic that I speak about that will intrigue somebody to want to be a part of my presentations, my discussions, my chit chats. And sometimes, I mean, I've had times where I've allowed the guests to choose the topic. Tell me what you
Yes,
would like
I
to
do
speak. You did that. You did that for me when I came on yours. What would you like to speak to? And I'm like, I don't know. Can't you just tell me? But it was a great feeling to be able to speak to domestic violence because it was a big part of my story, simply my story. I'm grateful that I'm not in that anymore. And when we look at the time that we spent separated from each other during the years of 19, 20, 21, I think was the timeline, we either learned more about ourselves or we created a project in our lives, or we simply nestled into Netflix. And I don't think that there is anything that is necessarily wrong with nestling into Netflix. We do it often.
Yeah.
It's our time together. Popcorn and a little bit of Game of Thrones. And that is our special time.
And this is what I'm doing this weekend as well. I'm having a break from social media, so I will not be online, and I'm having family time because I'm actually because the UK don't do it. So I thought, you know what, I want to start this tradition, and this weekend we're actually going to be celebrating Thanksgiving. We're actually going to do it. Yeah, and we're going to do that
Lovely.
once a year.
Lovely. Yeah, absolutely lovely. I'm going to be going to my daughter-in-law's baby shower. I'm so excited. I am just so excited. The beauty of bringing new life into this world, and then there is the nervousness of it, the mom nervousness. She's never had a child before, so what's the experience going to be like? And I can't tell her because my experiences were very different than hers
Yeah.
ever will be. And not one birth was like another. She has a wonderful partner. She's a brilliant lady. They're going to do great. And I'm so blessed to be able to be a part of the community of family. Because when you blend families together, it becomes quite an interesting casserole.
That's true.
It really
That's true.
does.
Yeah.
It really does. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
not everybody likes green peas. I don't like green peas, so I don't want those in my casserole. But if they're in my casserole, and if they're in the family casserole, all I can do is pick them out, put them aside.
Yeah. I do
There
that
will
every
always
time.
be something that I don't
Yeah, I
like.
do that. I do that every time my partner picks up like vegetables, but it's mixed with sweet corn as well. I always pick the sweet corn out because I don't like it.
Yeah, see, it's so different. I love sweet corn, but I do not like cream corn.
Okay.
It's just it is. Yeah, we have different preferences, we have different tastes, we have different desires. And the more that we can begin to be curious about our own preferences and other people's preferences, again, an opportunity for communication. Let's talk about this.
Yeah, absolutely. Because communication's key. And when people actually finally put their phones down, whatever device down, turn the TV off, turn the console off, whatever, and actually sit down as a family and talk about what we're grateful of. That just shows
Oh, beautiful.
it can bring us together stronger. Like, for example, during lockdown, the first lockdown, me and my partner, and I'm going to be blunt with this, we fought a lot. We really did.
Mm.
And it got to the point where we split up. I was sleeping on the couch for almost a month, and I actually was making plans to go move out. I actually was making those plans to the point lockdown came, and then I thought, you know what, I want to talk to her. So we literally, fair enough. I know it's not healthy, but we ordered the takeaway in, and we put the kids to bed, and we sat down until about 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning, and all we were doing was just talking. And we actually learned new things about each other. And to believe it or not, even though we was together for over a decade at this point, we still learned new things about each other. And now look, we're in the process of getting married next year.
Yeah.
Mm.
There is so much that you can gain from time well spent together. And
Yeah.
it's in the little things that you can do. Board games. Board games are so much fun within a family. You know,
Yeah.
bring out that Monopoly game. Bring out that Trouble game. Right? Bring out Twister. You know, play some crib. Whatever it is, 15-2, 15-4, 15-6, a pair is 8. Whatever it is that's going to go fish. So much fun. So much fun to be have. Go and sing a song at karaoke. Go listen if you don't want to sing. What can you do today that will make you see the wonderful in the world? The world is amazing. It really is.
Yeah.
Uno. Uno. That's such a good game. Oh my gosh, I love Uno. That's a great game. Absolutely great. That's why I'm having so much fun creating the workshops that I'm creating. I'm going to be having the exponential joy experience, and it's going to begin with journaling. Wow. And then I'm going to have tea and tarot. Want to learn about tarot? Want to have a cup of tea? Do you want to maybe have your cards read by a whole bunch of different people? Cool. There you go. And you can show up once bi-weekly to enjoy the process of learning about tarot cards. And then breaking out into sessions. There you go. Breaking out into rooms and sessions with people. Well, because we, as readers, at one time in your life, depending upon how well seasoned you are, you may be a little bit nervous about reading. I've been reading cards for over 25 years.
Wow.
To let my light shine so that I can provide an opportunity for others to learn. Wow. It's going to be so much fun.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Just fun.
Yeah, you should. You should start doing some readings for people.
Oh, I do readings for people, but the tea and tarot is going to be more fun time. I do readings. I do readings. I do a lot of readings, and I love doing readings because I'm a psychic medium as well. I can really pull from the many different angles of my understanding, and my sessions are 1 hour long, and you get quite a few readings out of an hour. They are so much fun, and I love helping people connect with people that have passed to the other side, because getting those messages, those messages are so powerful, and then giving people some guidance as to what it is that the possibility and the future is. So I have an opportunity coming up that I've been playing with the thought of. And so I've been pulling cards. And the one card that I keep on getting is the shadow card, which is quite a distressing looking card if you look at it. But what is it that I'm afraid of? Oh, a big networking opportunity with a lot of people speaking. Ooh, boy, that sounds like fun, and I'm terrified. What if everybody doesn't like me? Social anxiety. Would it be beneficial for me?
That's you worrying.
Sure it is. What if everybody doesn't like me? Well, not everybody is going to like me.
No.
Can I still go and have some fun? I think so.
Exactly.
I think so. Yeah. That is my worry. If I wonder how wonderful it will be, I think I'll try that.
Absolutely, yeah. Let's do it.
It's like going into when we went into kindergarten, were we all a little bit afraid? Or were we super duper excited? I don't really remember. It was so.
It's also that transition going from, as we call it here, primary school to secondary school. It's a big jump. Because you don't know who you're going to come up against. You don't know the environment. You don't know where to go. Well, I admit, on my first week in school, in secondary school, I got lost. I got lost.
Yeah.
But that's how it is. I ended up, I remember I was supposed to be in year 7, year 7 ICT. I ended up in year 9 French.
Oh, yes. I walked into the wrong class my first year of high school. Yep, wrong class. And then I never went back to that class again. I went into, it was grade 10, and I went into a grade 12 English class. And I was so terrified that everybody would know that I was in the wrong class, that I did not attend school regularly. I still got all my assignments done. I still wrote all my tests. Yeah. But I avoided school. A lot. I skipped. Oh my God, I skipped. I was in Mall 101. I graduated from, yeah, I spent a lot of time eating French fries and gravy at Londonderry Mall, across from across from the high school.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of people there with me. But we didn't discuss things like social anxiety. We didn't talk about our feelings. It's a wonderful world now that we can.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yes. And that's why
Yeah.
we should be grateful for what we have.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah,
An
because I
attitude of
remember
gratitude.
having a chat with my kids about law of attraction. And obviously because they were saying that, oh, I don't like this, I don't like that. And I'm like, right, okay, then let's have that talk. Because end of the day, I'm like, okay, tell me what you do have. And he was naming everything he has. I'm like, okay, right. So then I went, how would you feel if we went out now? And I actually started to get ready as well with him. I'm like, okay, let's go out and let's go down. And this were about what, 6 o'clock at night. And I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
let's go down into streets and look for homeless people and then tell me how grateful you are then about life. Or let's go into a hospital to people where they're literally fighting to stay alive. Let's go and talk to them and then tell me how grateful you are then. He soon stopped.
There are
Because
so many things that we can do to help the less fortunate. So many things that
absolutely,
we can do. Yeah, so many things. In where I live, the snow that falls is very heavy and very deep. And the seniors, many of them struggle.
yeah.
So if you can shovel one walkway to help a senior, wow. And then do two. Take that snowblower that you've got and walk around the neighborhood. Put some good music on, sing a little song, just have some fun. Help someone with their groceries, hold the door open, smile.
Oh, I think, guys, as soon as Nancy gets off here, she's going to be putting up music on and having a bit of sing song.
Oh, a little bit. I love having music playing in the background. And I chose to live in a condominium because I am done with shoveling. I
Yeah.
shoveled for so long. And I'm very, very grateful when I park underground. I'm so grateful. So grateful. And when I hear the sound of the shovel and people shoveling, it's a beautiful sound.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's a
Uh,
beautiful sound. And if you don't like it, you can hire someone to do your shoveling too.
Well, it's same here where people don't like the rain. Like they're running to where they need to be when they're in the rain. I don't. I just stay in it because end of the day, I used to have insomnia. Used to have it. I've got over it now, but that's probably because I blame the caffeine. Because I was drinking like 6 to 8 cups of coffee a day, and now I've gone a year and a half without it. And obviously I used to be awake like all hours. And when it was raining, I thought, you know what? I'll just listen to it. I'll just lie there, listen to it. I don't touch anything. I was lying, listen to it. 10 minutes later, I'm asleep.
Yeah.
I'm asleep because it's so therapeutic. And there's been times when I've walked to town, and normally I'll get a taxi or a bus home. But I thought, you know what? I'm going to walk home just to clear my head. And you know what? It really helps just to walk in the rain.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. And I mean, people travel to Canada just for the beauty of winter because they don't have
Yeah.
that experience. The Christmas lights here are spectacular. We have ice castles that are built, literal castles of ice. And you can dress for it. And yeah, right? Like it's an ice castle. Like, oh my God. Beautiful. They won't be able to have it this year to the same place. I don't know where it's going to be yet, but to just to feel the spirit of Christmas, the spirit of winter,
Yeah.
sure is spectacular. Sure is
Absolutely. Yeah.
spectacular.
Yeah.
And because of the difference in the sunlight, it's a challenge for all of us right now. There's
It
less
is.
sunlight, and that can be a little bit taxing, but you can get out there in the sun, even if it's in a car driving with the sun shining on your face, you're still getting that sun.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Wow. Awesome.
Yeah. So it's a good day to have a good day. And when you
Yeah.
get into that state of worry, again, is it true? Are you sure? And what would it be if you flipped it to the opposite? I
Mm.
don't have enough money in the bank. I won't have enough money to pay my bills at the end of the month. Are you sure? Well, right now my bank account is 0, so looks pretty close. Okay. Well, what if you did have enough money at the end of the month? What would that feel like? Oh, well, that feels better. Okay. So, what can you do to create more in your life? You've got talents. What can you make? What can you create? Bake some cookies
Yeah.
and sell them. There's a million things that you can do to create wealth in your world. A million things. Make a difference. Bake cookies and share them with your family. It's going to create change in your life, and that change is going to change and change and change until you are able to do more. Do more. Think of all the things that you've accomplished in your life.
Absolutely. I'm accomplishing
If you,
everything every day.
if you did all that, well, then look at, do more of that.
Well, this is where I mean, because yeah, of course, money makes you rich. I get that, but in reality, money doesn't buy everything. It doesn't, and this is why I say to my kids, I say to my partner, I see myself as rich right now, not because of money. Yeah, we've got money, but not as much as what I don't know famous people have. But
Mm-hmm.
we've got internet we can access at any time, a hot shower we can access at any time, a cup of tea we can go for, fresh food on our table, clean clothes. I see that as rich. Not something
Absolutely.
to
And
be
money is
grateful for.
energy. Money is energy. So we use the money to pay the mortgage. We use the money to pay the hydro bill and the electrical bill and to buy the groceries. Money is a commodity. And as Liz just said, rich people also have life challenges.
Absolutely, yeah. Yeah.
The challenges in your life aren't going to disappear because you have money. They
Yeah.
might actually exasperate it.
Like one of the people who I used to follow a lot and listen to his music, Chester Bennington from Linkin Park.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, he literally, I'm still listening to Linkin Park today because it's so inspiring
Mhm.
in his songs. Yeah, he has money. He had money, but he sadly took his own life because of the trauma that got too much for him.
Mhm.
And that's what it's all about. And that's why
It
I was
is.
sharing a lot of posts yesterday when it was International Men's Day about men's mental health. And that's why I was
Mhm.
encouraging people to check on men, see how they are.
Yeah, absolutely. I have people that will check in on me if I'm radio silent for more than 2 days.
Yeah.
I hope that you have people that check on you too. And I hope that you check on your people.
Of course. Of course. I always do daily check-ins. Always.
Yeah. Especially when it comes to important dates.
Of course.
That's when it's really imperative that you check on your people when the anniversaries of loved ones who have passed are coming upon. Check in on the people that you love.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
until next week, thank you very much for sharing your time with me. I so appreciate it. And we will be
Welcome.
touching base very, very soon.
Absolutely. See you soon.
See you soon. So thank you very much. Peace out, my friend. Love you to the moon and back.